Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So welcome to our daily briefing. So let's start our briefing today. First, we will look on our previous important economic data. So the first one is UK GDP growth rate yearly, final quarter one. Okay, so the previous is negative 7.8%. The forecast is negative 6.1%. The actual also the same as negative same as negative 6.1%. Okay, so this one doesn't affect much to the GBP to the Great Britain pound. Okay, so the next one is DE. I mean the Germany. Your employment change June. The previous is negative 19k. Forecast is negative 20k. The actual is negative 38k. Okay, so the because the reading is actually higher than the it's lower than the it's lower than it's lower than sorry it's higher than the it's better than the forecast. So the euro should be considered strong or bullish. Okay. So the next one is EA inflation rate yearly flash June. So the previous is 2.0%. The forecast is 1.9%. The actual is still the same as the forecast, 1.9%. So this one doesn't affect much to the euro dollar because the actual is same as the forecast. Okay, so the next one is USAD bid employment change. So the previous is 886k, forecast is 600k, and the actual is 692k. So the actual is actually slightly higher than the forecast. Okay, so the US dollar should be considered strong or bullish. Okay, so the next one is Canada. Canada GDP monthly April. Okay, so the previous is 1.3%, the forecast is negative 0.8%, and the actual is slightly higher than the forecast is negative 0.3%. Okay, so the Canadian dollar should be considered strong or bullish. Okay, so the next one is US pending home sales monthly May. The previous is negative 4.4%. The forecast is negative 0.8%. The actual is 8%, which is higher than the forecast and previous lot. So this one is considered the US dollar should be considered strong or bullish. Okay, so the next one is US EIA crude oil stocks change 25 June. Okay, so the previous is negative 7.614 million. So the forecast is negative 4.686 million. So the actual is negative 6.718 million, which is which is lower than the forecast. So this actual, the number is actually the W4 is actually very good for the WTI crude oil. So the WTI crude oil should be considered strong or bullish. Okay. So when come to the next one is our previous day market volatility. So review. So it's still the gold. The volatility, the situation on last night is the gold prices rise for 960 pips, means $19. Okay. So let's look on the factor here. So on Wednesday, June 30, the price of gold rose slightly to close at 1770.11 per ounce. So although the dollar index also rise slightly, but buy trend still push the price of gold to nearly $10. Okay, so the spot gold fell more than 7% in June. Okay, in last month. Today is the first day of July, right? Okay, so a record of the biggest monthly decline since 2016 November. Okay, so when come to the important economic data today for the Asia section, we have to take note on the JP Tankan Large Manufacturers Index quarter two. Okay, so the previous reading is 5 and the forecast reading is 15. The actual reading is 14, so which is slightly lower than the forecast. So the Japanese yen should be taken as negative or bearish. Okay, so when come to the EU section, there are two important economic data we have to take focus on. So, but this one for the 4 o'clock, they will have the Bank of England government Bailey and Andrew Bailey will have speech on at 4 o'clock today. So if any of any of your client trading any trading instrument regarding the pound, they should have to take note on this time. Okay, so let's see the first economic data of EU section. This one is the Germany market manufacturing PMI final June. The previous is 64.4. The forecast is 64.9. The data release time is at 3:55 p.m. today afternoon. Okay, so a higher than the expected reading should be taken as positive bullish for the euro dollar. Okay, while a lower than the expected reading should be taken as negative or bearish for the euro dollar. Okay, so the next one is UK market CIBS manufacturing PMI final June. Okay, so the previous is 64.2. The forecast still the same, 64.2. So the data release time is at 4:30 is in the afternoon today. So a higher than expected reading should be taken as positive bullish for the GBP, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as negative bearish for the GBP. Okay, so when come to the US section, there are two important economic data we have to take note. So for the first one is the US initial jobless claims, 26 June. The previous is 411K. The forecast is 393K. Okay, the data release time is at US market tonight. So 8:30 p.m. at tonight. So a higher than expected reading should be taken as negative bearish for the US dollar. So while a lower than expected reading should be taken as positive bullish for the US dollar. Okay, so the last one, the last important economic data we have to take note on today is the US ISM manufacturing PMI June. So the previous is 61.2, the forecast is 61. So the data release time is at 10 o'clock tonight. A higher than expected reading should be taken as positive for the US dollar, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as negative for the US dollar. So when it comes to the key product today, is still gold, because I will keep you update to the gold trend of the gold market. Okay, so for the resistance level of today is 1779. So the support level is 1759. My personal opinion for today for the gold market today is still considered bearish. Okay, but although the trading center is considered bullish for today, but I will still take it as bearish for my personal opinion. So let's see why I still will look bearish for the gold market today. So let's read the factor here. So the unexpected number of ADP jobs may once again trigger the Fed's concerns about tightening the monetary policy ahead of schedule, which will suppress the trend of gold prices in the future. Okay, although the price of gold rose hand in hand with the US dollar index last night, the downward trend of gold price is still unlikely to change, means remain. Okay, so and the technical view is still considered bearish. So if Friday's NFP employment data is as strong as ADP employment data as expected, it may cause gold prices to go forward again. I mean to go further down again. So today we will focus on the initial jobless claim data and also the June ISM manufacturing PMI of the United States. So this is the briefing today. So I hope you guys do good and wish you have a good day. So let's see you again. Bye.